When I'm working with a client privately who's in dating mode, it's critical that you have a daily I see, I feel practice and that I see, I feel practice has evolved to the point of lovemaking between your seer and your feeler. So your seer is melting your feeler, ideally like into tears, into big surrendered exhales, into heart open, and then eventually, and this is true for many women, eventually it's kind of semi orgasmic experiences. This is my true for myself as well. Because your seer can get so good at being with your feeler that your feeler is just blooming and it's just getting everything she needs. And then your feeler gets so good at waking up your seer that when the seer gets a little harsh, a little critical, a little exacting, all those like when alpha goes off the rails vibes, your feeler is waking your seer back up into that wide awareness and that sensitive heart. And when you have this going on a daily basis, you are so wildly that not only are you attracting a much better man, because if your seer is your feeler open on a daily basis with the ultimate consciousness, and then you go into the world and you meet a guy who's like semi off, your seer is just going to seem so much better than his. And you're just not going to be that interested in him. It's like your feeler's like, I don't really feel much here. This isn't that interesting. This is what I see in my private clients. And so they become super good at sorting. Just, yeah, you're not the one, you're not the one, you're not the one. Until there's that day where they meet the one. And they get blown away that this seer, this alpha, is pretty incredible. And so incredible that now they feel off balance because this is exciting. But they've had weeks or however long it's been of that feeler receiving that seer, being penetrable to that seer, right? And then they stand in the presence of someone they're over the moon excited about, and the muscle memory in the body is, I can receive this. And then he experiences a woman who's fully receiving what he's here to give. And he's like, hallelujah, like no one else is doing this. And then they start dating. And it's such a beautiful way to approach dating because it solves so many of the problems of dating, like, wasting your time with someone that just turns out to be a dud, not listening to red flags, being so desperate for that connection that you settle. That's the thing I want everyone who's dating to get rid of the fastest, is like being so desperate for that connection that you settle.